Hi, I'm Grace from Be Whole, Be Happy, helping you discover the most whole and happy relationships, intimacy, and life. Today in our Mindful Intimacy series, we'll be talking about surrender in intimate relationships. Now hold on before you freak out. In the dictionary, if you look up surrender, it says that it's giving up, that it's defeat, that it's letting go of yourself. And that is in essence what we're doing, but it's not this negative connotation of losing. In fact, surrendering is winning. Surrendering in intimate relationships doesn't mean that we surrender to our partner. It doesn't mean that we give in to something that we don't want to do. It doesn't mean that we're coerced or we're manipulated or we're harassed or that we're abused or taken advantage of. Because surrender in intimate relationship means that we surrender through our partner. Important distinction. We don't surrender to our partner. We surrender through our partner. My teacher, Sahajananda, says that surrender is the greatest gift of a human being. Surrender and our ability to surrender is what makes us human. So what is it that we're surrendering? What is it that we're giving up or letting go of? Very simple answer is that we're getting rid of the limited perception of me. So we're getting rid of our mind, our ego. And what are we surrendering to? Well, instead of this finite, contracted, limited, full of stories version of you that's been crafted for many, many years, we're surrendering to the infinite nature of ourself. In other words, we're surrendering to love. We're surrendering to the nature of existence. We're surrendering to our own heart, to the spiritual heart. What we surrender is our identities, our need for control, our personalities. And this may seem like another scary point, but who am I going to be without all of those things? And the answer is you get to be just love. When we surrender through our partner in intimate relationship, and we allow ourselves to be fully available to love. As Victor Hugo said, to love another person is to see the face of God. And God can also be translated as love, as the divine spark, as oneness. What we let go of is resistance to the moment as it is. And in intimate relationship, this might be resistance to not getting what I want, to throwing a tantrum. This might be our resistance because of the ways that we have attached our needs getting met or our wants getting met onto someone else. We allow ourselves to just be in the moment as it is, from a place of naturalness and simplicity. And in that way, we get to experience the magic and the wonder of every moment unfolding. We get to develop a sensitivity to life. Surrender can come in intentional small doses. So I'm going to give up this thing. I'm going to give up this jealousy. I'm going to give up this comparison. I'm going to give up this struggle I have with dinner being on the table at 6 o'clock. I'm going to give up this struggle I have with sexuality, which I've attached to you needing to make me happy in some way. And this is a beautiful practice, the intentional, purposeful, active practice of surrender. When we surrender through another person to love, eventually it's not these particular things that we're surrendering, but we're surrendering this finite definition of me. We're allowing ourselves to show up as love. And in that place, we get to meet our partner as love. So perhaps you resonate with the word divine, or God and goddess, or spark of creation, or magic of life. But if I show up in the magic of life, in the wonder of every moment, I give my partner space to show up there. And meeting in that place, when we both have chosen to surrender through one another, to surrender to love, a whole new depth of living becomes available. What does this look like practically? I'll give you a practice, which is simply the practice of eye gazing, which I believe we've talked about before in mindful intimacy. So simply standing or sitting across from your partner, gazing into one of their eyes and starting to see beyond. So notice as these stories of the mind come up, I see my partner, they have brown eyes and black hair, and they have this particular feature, and when I see them, I think of this thing that they've done, and this memory comes up, and this story comes up, and maybe I'm angry about something, or I have some resentment about something, or some desire and longing about something. Let go of all of those and see beyond. Through the eyes, we can see into the soul. We can see into the heart. So surrender through this beautiful human in front of you into the depth of love that they are showing up with. Regardless of how open or closed they choose to be, the more you open to this depth in yourself, the more it will be available in your relationship. Surrender also means awareness. So when we choose to surrender, it means we choose to become aware. We choose to become aware, we choose to be in the moment as it is, without fighting it or needing it to be any particular way. It means being in the wonderment of the present moment, or as my partner and I, seeing everything through the eyes of a child as if it were the first time that you'd ever experienced it. And it means being open to a world of infinite possibilities. Now I'll say one more time that we don't surrender to another human being, any human being, but we surrender through this gift of being human that we've been given to love, to the depth of our very self. I'd love to hear how this teaching sits with you. Feel free to comment, get in touch, bewholebehappy.com, and let's all surrender something today. Move closer to our essence of love.